Hello, welcome back. I hope you're doing very well. I posted a performance video last week in which I sampled some radio static and used that as textures in the background of the track. And as I was making that, I noticed that if you scan through the dial very quickly on the radio, the sound of the stations coming in and out is quite percussive. And I thought it might be quite interesting to see if it's possible to sample that and chop it up and turn those kind of transients of the stations coming in and out into drums or percussion or something like that. I've never tried this before. It might end up sounding rubbish, but we'll have a go and see what comes out. So this is a super cheap battery-powered AM/FM radio from Amazon. Now, if you decide you want to have a go at something like this and you buy a radio, make sure you buy an AM/FM one as opposed to a DAB radio, because particularly on the sort of AM and medium wave frequencies or bands, bands. A lot of the interesting stuff happens in between in between stations where things are coming in and out, and you don't get that on a DAB radio because it tends to scan from station to station. So DAB is no good. AM/FM is what we want, and this was £10. So with today's economy, that's about $10 as well. So what we're going to do is just sample a scan through the tuner. I think the key to this is going to be the speed at which we do it. So we're just going to have a kind of a practice run basically and see what happens. So I'm going to turn monitoring on. That's going to sound horrible. Let's see what happens. It's that sort of thing I'm thinking of. Okay, let's give it a go, see what happens. So I'm in the sampler. I've set my max sample length to a minute. We're not going to use that long. We're on the setting of threshold. So basically, because the threshold's at the bottom, it will start recording as soon as we press play. So let's just go. Let's get somewhere where we're not going to get a copyright strike and just see what happens.
Hello, sir.
Okay, let's call that radio. Turn that off. No track, we're not going to assign it to anything yet, and we're going to keep it. So now we've got that, we're going to turn monitoring off and go to the sample editor. And there is a sample that we've just recorded. So straight away we can get rid of these bits of silence at the beginning and end. So process, discard. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I have no idea what this sounds like, but I'm going to make it mono because we're making drums and we probably want that to be mono. So I'm going to go to process, stereo to mono, and we're going to sum, which basically will take the left and the right channels and combine them into one. And we're going to call that radio mono. Do it. And now, well, let's listen to it before we normalize it, just see what it sounds like.
Hello, sir.
I'm not going to normalize that now. I think I might chop it up into individual samples and then decide whether I want to normalize each individual one. We'll just see. So what I'm going to do through now, because we don't want this video to be 2 hours long, is just find a section that's got some nice transients and we'll focus on that. In these two sections here, I think there might be something. This bit here, that oomph, I reckon that's the thing I was worried about, was finding something that could be a kick drum, and that oomph sound I think could be it. So what I'm going to do is yep, that'll do. So we're going to discard everything else. and then we're going to chop it. Let's try threshold and see what that sounds like. No. Let's turn the threshold down a bit to get some more chops. Bit more. Yeah, that'll do. So what I'm going to do now is turn that into a new track with samples, basically turning it into a kit. So we press Shift and Convert, and I'm going to go for a new track, and I'm going to use new track with new samples, which is going to turn each of these into a different sample, and it's going to crop them for us as well. I don't know why I don't normally do that. I just want to see what happens. So that's done. So if we come out of pad mode and go to note mode, we've got our samples here. So what I'm going to do is, we're not going to process all of these, it will take too long. So we're just going to discard some of the ones we don't want and keep some of the ones that sound promising. So that, I think, could be our kick drum. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to get rid of that. Going to get rid of that. And I'm going to copy my kick drum there, because that's where I like to have it. Now I want a snarey, something that could be a snare. Oh, that's a hi-hat, isn't it? So let's put that there. That could be an open hat. Already kind of sounds cool. That's all right. That's useful as well. Oh, it's the same as that one. Okay, get rid of that. Right, let's just concentrate on these. Get rid of that. So let's start doing some processing. So don't want to be there. We want to be in track edit and sample. So this is our kit. So what we want to do is obviously bring that down in pitch a little bit, so we've got some bass. So let's see what happens when we do that. And I don't think we want this bit at the beginning, that sort of shh sound. Oh no, it's the wrong bit. Okay. Let's go down a bit more. So listening to that, we've got the beginnings of something, but the sound is kind of too long. It's not percussive enough. So I think we need to put an envelope on it. So let's go to, where are we? Let's try this. So we want to put some, why is this not doing what I want it to? Attack works, hold. Oh, here we go. Sustain, okay. What are these? Don't like that. That sounds better already. Let's try the pitch envelope. It's not making any difference. Oh, that's why. Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm learning as I go. Let's go back and bring that. Let's make it a bit shorter. Doesn't sound great so far, so let's go back to the envelope. Actually, I think I'm going to go back to this. Getting there. Right, now we are going to go into the mixer and effects, and the first thing we're going to do is put a filter on it, and it's going to be a high pass filter, which is going to sound counterintuitive, but if we go to the high pass filter 1, we've got nothing. If we bring the frequency down and we bring the resonance up, turn it all up. Let's get a bit of a kick drum sound now. Got a click there that's not very nice. There we go. I think this wants a little bit of distortion on it. So instead of using the mixer, we're going to go the other way and go to effects in the track edit menu and go to this section here, which are specifically designed drum kind of effects. So we've got this bass tight thing here, which, yeah, see, that's adding some low frequency thump into it. You'll only be able to hear that if you've got headphones on. And let's have some kind of distortion. Let's see what tube drive sounds like. Don't like that. What else have we got in here? What other options have we got? Wave folder. Should we try Bit Crusher? No. That'll be good for our snare, I think. Soft clipper. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to sound a bit like a kick drum now. It's going to save that. So obviously we've given that some heft by pitching it down. When we were putting this into a track, we might need to change the pitch on that a little bit, just so that it fitted with the key of the song that we're working in. Well, that sounds like a kick drum to me. I reckon we can get a side stick sound off of that, so I'm going to copy that down to this place here. So again, let's just edit the sample, start and end point. No, so it's this bit we want. There we go, it's kind of side stick. Again, let's put some effects on it. This definitely wants some overdrive or something. Try the Bit Crusher. There we go, it's starting to sound like something. What else have we got in here? What does rectifier do? Oh, that's like a crackle. Don't want that. Bass tight, wave folder. I don't know what wave folder does. No. But I tell you what I think it does want is some, there we go. Sounds all right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, this is almost kind of ready to use already. Let's just see if we can trim this a little bit. It's probably a bit long, that, isn't it, for a closed hat? There we go. I can't finger drum save my life. So we want to bring it up a little bit. Again, we could pitch it to fit whatever we ended up making with it. I quite like that. So let's go to the effects. We're going to put compression and stuff on these as well. Let's see what the Bit Crusher does this. Absolutely nothing. Let's try something else. Soft clipper, hard clipper. What does hard clipper do? Nothing. Probably works better on low frequency stuff. Gain, ring mod. Oh, that's... yeah, quite like that. So we want to try and make some sort of open hi-hat sound with this. So we do want a kind of a longer, but we've got kind of a sound. But let's pitch it up. We obviously need to, let's put some gain on this. And okay, we might be changing this from an open hi-hat to a shaker. What does that sound like? Where's my arc button gone? Could be. I did say this might not work. In fact, let's actually sample edit. Let's normalize this because it's a bit too quiet. That's better. See, now we've got some more information. We might actually be able to do something with this now. So let's turn it down a bit so we don't go deaf. And then go to sample, the track edit. Get rid of this. So I wonder if we can slow this. Get turn it down a bit more. Put some envelope on it. I'm going to normalise this hi-hat as well because it's a bit too quiet. And bring the volume down on that. Well, it doesn't sound like an open hat, I'm going to be honest. But I do think it sounds... Let's give a little bit of attack on that. It's an alternative, so we've got two kind of cymbal sounds that we can use. That sounds quite nice like that. I might put a little bit of reverb on these as well. Yeah, so that's the beginnings of something we could use as a kit. So let's try and make some little percussion sounds or kind of textural sounds on these. I like that. So let's get rid of that. Put some release on it, shorten it, there we go. Put some reverb on it. Again, we would need to pitch this because it's got a tone, it's got a pitch to it. If we go back to track edit, and let's put something, let's try ring mod on this. That's starting to sound like a tom to me now. A high tom. Yeah, I like that. So let's do the same thing with this one. I can't tell. Yeah. Put the release on it. So we didn't pitch that. So let's add some reverb to this one as well. And let's put the ring mod on this one as well. Definitely something there. Don't like that one. Let's get rid of that. And let's copy this over here, get rid of the original, and do the same thing to this as we've done to these two here. Put a little bit of attack on it to get rid of that clicky bit at the beginning. So next step is a bit of reverb. Then we're going to go to the track edit and put the ring mod on again. think that sounds quite good. I like that kick drum quite a lot. I'm probably going to use that on something. Okay, I quite like that. So this is our kit here. Let's save what we've just done there and call this radio kit. So I would probably do some stuff to this now. So let's add, I always put a parametric EQ or in the first slot, just in case I want to do any tweaking to the kit as a whole. And we're obviously going to want some compression as well. So just to cheat, let's go to Dynamics, Air Compressor, and just pick a drum preset. Light and tight. So basically light and tight, in my experience, adds a bit of controlling compression. It kind of normalizes or smooths out the difference between the drum volumes and hits, and just tightens things up a little bit. So we're going to use that. And then let's add some sort of distortion. I quite like the diode clip, although it might be a bit too much on everything. No, I like that. Let's try some of the different presets. See, the instant lo-fi. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going to save that because we don't want this to be too long. How long have we been going? Already 23 minutes by me. So what I'm going to do quickly off camera is just make a little groove with this and we'll stick some bass on it or something and just see how it all sounds together. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've just created a little kind of tiny little arrangement thing here. I made a little bass line in hype synth in C minor, and then when I started playing the drums over the top of it, as I said earlier, I realized I needed to kind of repitch them slightly, but the only things I changed was just pitching things to kind of fit this key a bit better. I also brought the reverb down a little bit. So this is what this sounds like basically. Just solo the drums so you can see what that sounds like. I think that sounds all right, considering this was free. Well, the radio was a tenner, but then you've got it forever. Now, this video was taken 37 minutes to film. There was some faffing around in the middle, but the actual recording and the processing thing took 10 minutes, really. So if you're looking for a source of samples that are going to be completely your own, because even though these are from the radio, this was some dude talking about gazelles or something. There's no way that's ever going to be recognizable as anything other than something you've created. So I think that's just quite a nice little way to sort of create some new and unique sounds for yourself. All you need is a 10 quid radio, a cable, like a aux cable that goes into the back of the Force basically, and just some time and imagination, and you'll come up with some nice sounds. As I said at the beginning, don't forget, if you buy one of these, get an AM, FM and medium wave radio as opposed to a DAB, because that won't work. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.